want to ask you about Marco Rubio, who is obviously the subject of this New York Times piece this week that told us what a lavish spender he is, about his luxury boat, which turns out to be a fishing boat, and he spent, excuse me, had the nerve to spend $80,000 of his $800,000 book advance on this boat. In their defense, he did move back in with his mother-in-law, which I think, you know, most of us would say is punishment enough. Not me, because I love my mother-in-law. I would not say that. But in any event, this is going to be the narrative, that he's fiscally irresponsible, that you vetted him and rejected him as VP because of this issue, and that the American people should not trust him with their pocketbook.
Well, first of all, that vetting story is simply wrong. The New York Times has no idea what our vetting process was or what we looked at or did not look at. And what they said was simply wrong about our vetting process. That's number one. Number two, I got that article, front page New York Times, and the first page, I thought, well, there wasn't much here. But then I turned and opened up in a full page story. I mean,
it kind of reminds me of the Washington Post story on you and your years in high school.
Yeah, but that happened. So I got that out. I thought, boy, this is going to be quite a story. And I started reading, and I read and read. And I kept on looking for, where's the hook here? Where's the big something? And it was buying a fishing boat. That was about it. And I mean, if that's an improvident choice on his part, and bad spending, I do look at the New York Times. If we're going to talk about bad spending, as I recall, they bought the Boston Globe and the Worcester Telegraph for $1.3 billion and sold it later for $80 million. So if we want to talk about spending problems, the New York Times has to look home first.